What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into AEW Dynamite, the Christmas edition from December the 25th, 2024. This was a taped Dynamite. So this Dynamite primarily focused on the Continental Classic. And we are going to go over the predictions for World's End. But before we get into the review, Rampage is going to be canceled. The last show will be this upcoming Friday. So Rampage was good when it first aired back in 2021. The first 3 episodes were good. Especially when CM Punk came in on episode 2. And so Rampage at that time was taken serious. And then after that, it became taped and stuff like that. And it was supposed to serve as their second show. And it just flopped. It just flopped and floundered. And now it is where it's at because of the ratings. And nothing really happens on Rampage at all. So it's over and done with. So I would assume that maybe Collision is going to obviously take its place. I know people are still talking about Ring of Honor and how it's going to get a TV deal. I doubt it. I wouldn't do that at all. Ring of Honor should be treated like NXT, and they could just build that brand up like how WWE is doing with NXT. That's how it should be used. Where your Raw is obviously Dynamite and your SmackDown is Collision. And that's what it should be. But it isn't always like that. So, we kick the show off with the first match of the night. Will Ospreay defeats Brody King. He advances in the tournament. So he now has 9 points. So he now advances in the Continental Classic tournament. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I really don't care about this tournament. I don't give one iota of a fuck about this tournament. I really don't. Moving on. So, Christopher Daniels and Renee Paquette, they're backstage. So, Christopher Daniels informs the Hurt Business that both Bobby Lashley and MVP are banned. Well, duh, we already knew that because of the tournament rules anyway. And so MVP is like, sure, we're going to abide by the rules because they have respect for Renee Paquette. So they're going to honor that request. Okay, that's fine there. Moving on. So Ricochet and Darby Allin, Continental Gold League. That goes to a time limit draw. And apparently, Ricochet did a 630 through a table, taking out Darby Allin, and that wasn't the finish. I'm like, what the hell? But it's AEW, so it is what it is. And it seems like they're going to turn Ricochet a slow heel. They're going to turn him into a heel, basically. So I do like that to an extent. So maybe this will lead him into joining the Hurt Business later on down the line. We'll have to wait and see. But now he's got 10 points. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So, Commander, he comes out. He actually won the ROH World Television title on last Friday. And so, Commander was able to defeat Claudio Castagnoli. Okay, so he now has 3 points. A guy who has not done anything in the tournament, but because he won a title, a prop, he now beats Claudio Castagnoli. Okay, cool, I guess. Do I give a shit? No. Moving on. So this led us into a massive brawl where, Jay White came out, Orange Cassidy came out, Moxley and the Death Rider crew, they came out. They all had a fucking brawl. Who cares about this shit? I don't care about this at all. Moving right along. So this leads us into Kazuchika Okada defeating Shelton Benjamin in the Continental Classic. So Okada now has 7 points to Benjamin 6. And so he now has 10 points. So it's going to be him and Ricochet at World's End. All right. That's fine, I guess. And the two of them, they shake hands. All right. That's fine. Moving on. So Swerve, he's backstage. He talks about 2024 and his plans to rebound in 2025, only being interrupted by Ricochet. He's basically gloating about his semifinal spot at World's End, promising to do what Swerve couldn't do by winning the Continental Classic. Swerve shuts him down, saying that he's rooting for him, but Ricochet had better not blow it, and then Swerve walks off. So Ricochet then retorts by saying, "This is why you don't have a house no more." Damn, that was a nice little burn there. Okay, that's fine. Toni Storm, she defeated Taya Valkyrie. So that's fine. And the crowd chanted in this match, she's a rookie to Toni Storm. So I'm guessing she's doing maybe like a 3 Faces of Foley gimmick, or she has like multiple personality disorders. So maybe, 1 minute she's timeless, next minute she's rock and roll 80s chick Toni Storm, and then she's outcast Toni Storm. I don't know. To me, this is kind of weird. Do I care about this? Nah, I don't. Just bring back timeless Toni Storm, please. It'd be a lot better. Moving on. So Hangman, he's backstage. He addresses what he and the other challengers are up to when Christopher Daniels interrupts. So Christopher Daniels offers a bit of help to Hangman, seeing as Jay White has Bullet Club Gold, Orange Cassidy has the Conglomeration, and Jon Moxley has the Death Riders. Christopher Daniels says that he's known Hangman for 15 years, so if he needs a friend at World's End, he'll be there. And then Christopher Daniels leaves, and then Hangman Page says, "No interview, it's Christmas." Okay. The main event of the evening was Kyle Fletcher defeating Daniel Garcia. He now has 12 points, and so he's going to be in the semifinals as well. Okay. I guess that's fine. That's the main event of the show. That closed the show wrestling-wise. So we go to Mox and Marina Shafir. They're backstage in some weird place. I guess I don't know where the fuck they're at. So Mox promises to make a sacrifice out of anyone standing in his way. He says, "These 3 men think the AEW World Championship is something you win, but to Mox, it's something you are." He's not looking to simply parade around with the belt, as he has a point to make. He calls himself the king, born of all the things that come with it. He's the only king there's ever been. With that, that was it. So that's fine, I guess. Do I care about this shit? No, I really don't. I don't. I really don't give a shit about any of this. AEW essentially has had an awful 2024. They've given people, moments and stuff like that. A couple good matches here and there on pay-per-view and on television. But all in all, throughout the entire year, it has been a massive dud for AEW. A massive dud. They have completely fallen off of a cliff. 2023 was better than this. And, it is what it is. Let's get into the predictions for World's End. We have 8 matches on the card. They're going to be in Orlando. And they're going to do a 6,000 seat venue, I think, something like that. They've got close to 6,000 tickets sold. There's like 800 or something still left, but it is what it is. There should be some more, more time. Maybe it'll be a sellout. Who knows? But let's go ahead and get started. So, Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander for the AEW TBS Championship. Mercedes is going to win this. Like, why wouldn't she? I feel bad for Statlander. I hope that in 2025, Statlander's contract is up with AEW and she goes to WWE. I would love to see her there. Moving on. So, MJF versus Adam Cole for the AEW Dynamite ring. I don't care about this at all. I don't care about this feud. My guess is that maybe if they want to continue the feud, you have MJF go over. If you want to end the feud, you have Adam Cole go over. I'm going to go with Adam Cole winning. I'm just tired of MJF. MJF is still as shit because he's not changed his character in 5 years. He did the babyface run for all of, 8 months, and then he went back to being a heel. And all him being a heel is just him doing work, shoot promos, and people get tired of that shit, and it's annoying. I've grown tired of that. He's been stale. And it's not good. I just don't like when MJF does stuff like that. It's old, Reinvent yourself. That's fine. Like, if MJF was still on the indies or he's working for, a lower, small promotion like an MLW or TNA or something like that, or even an NWA, that's fine. But when you get on television every week, like in WWE, AEW, and at times TNA, you have to revamp and reinvent your character. You just have to. Moving on, Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa, Tijuana Street Fight for the AEW Women's World Championship. I like Thunder Rosa, but not Mariah May, but Mina Shirakawa should be in this position. Their feud should be still continuing. Mariah May is going to win, obviously. Next, Tanosuke Takeshita versus Will Hobbs for the AEW International Championship. This should be fun and intriguing. This should kick major fucking ass. And I'm actually down for this because I'm a fan of both guys. This should be interesting. Obviously, Takeshita's going to win, but this should be very fun nonetheless. And I'm actually looking forward for this. Moving on, Continental Classic stuff, semifinal. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. I would assume that Will Ospreay is going to get his win back. They faced each other at Full Gear, so I would assume, he would get his win back, that being Will Ospreay. The second semifinal of the Continental Classic, Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet. So I would imagine that Ricochet and Ospreay, they'll advance. And I heard their match on Collision was okay. I've not watched it yet, but I will go back and watch it. And so maybe this is where they go all out, that being Will Ospreay and Ricochet. And so I would assume Will Ospreay is going to win the tournament, and I would assume that Ricochet is going to be intertwined with the Hurt Business as well as Swerve Strickland going forward. Main event of the evening, Fatal 4-Way for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Jay White. Moxley's going to win. Orange Cassidy will probably take the pinfall. It seems like they're going to slowly but surely turn Hangman babyface, or still keep him as a serious tweener that has babyface-like tendencies. So maybe they might go that route with him. I would assume that they're probably going to do Hangman and Moxley probably at Revolution, so in March of next year. So that should be fine. And right now there's only 8 matches, so I'd imagine they're probably going to add some more matches on the pre-show and stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'm not that excited for World's End. What did you guys think of Dynamite? And what are your predictions for World's End? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.